Hello, this is Annette with Project Refine Life. Welcome to my channel and the September 2024 mini haul. I'm calling these mini hauls because I'm not getting in a lot of decks, I'm not getting in a lot of books, but it is enough for me. And for me to be able to spend time with these things, I need to take things in at a slower pace. So you're gonna hear right now how this is kind of playing against me at this point to get in even the amount that I did. It's a little bit too much for me, but let's go ahead and take a look. So this is called the Prakriti, Your Ayurvedic Constitution by Dr. Robert E. Svoboda. This is a book that I got in order to take part in my book club. And it's not turning out right. I have not even really gotten into the book. Let me first explain Ayurveda if you're not familiar with the concept. Ayurveda originated in India well over 3,000 years ago. It's a holistic approach to health and wellness, and Ayurveda translates into knowledge of life. So it's kind of based on the idea that every person has a life force known as a dosha, and there's 3 doshas. So your predominant qualities classify you into one of these 3 doshas. One of the 3 being the prominent one. You can be a combination of 2 doshas, but it's the idea that everything in the universe is connected, and that if you're imbalanced in one area, it's going to affect the other, much like the concept of chakras, where if you are unbalanced in one chakra, the other one will be imbalanced, and then everything is off. So it considers the 5 elements as a way of wellness and the best method of healing and maintaining the body. So some of these methods include diet, which is kind of the number one thing here, herbal medications and tinctures and teas and using herbs. Also very prominent within this healing method is asana, yoga, exercise, meditation and breathing, and even acupuncture and massage. So this is a very interesting book to me, as you can hear the enthusiasm in my voice. When I got this book in, right at the beginning of the month, because I did order it, I was able to pick it up used, which was a great deal. But when I opened it, I know it may not look like it on the camera, but the words are really small, they're a little light, and for me to read this book, I have to be in a very bright place. So I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to start taking this book along with me when I go to pick up my daughter from school and just read little chunks of the book here and there. But I'm definitely not going to have this book done in time for my book club. So there goes that. The next is this book right here by James Nestor. It's called Breathe, A New Science of a Lost Art. And I'm only like 3 chapters into this book so far. I really like it so far. I like what he's saying. Even though he calls it a new science of a lost art, so far what I'm experiencing him doing so far is a scientific, non-scientific approach to breath work, and how it really facilitates more than people recognize your breath helps you with. So I appreciate the approach so far that he's taking. I mean, I'm very familiar with breath work because I am a certified breath work coach. But I truly appreciate what he's doing so far. So I'm going to continue to read this, and I do intend to be done with this by the end of the month. But there is There's some things in here that I really do enjoy, and I have started doing a little bit of highlighting within the book, but I don't want to do too much because I would like my husband to read the book, because I think with the approach that he takes, it's easy enough for somebody who's not into all of the spiritual aspects of breathing to understand the concepts of breathing through the approaches that he takes, because he actually does do some methods of, you know, changing his breath and seeing where it leads him. He does it himself within this book, which makes it a little bit interesting so far. So anywho, I'm into it. I like it so far, and I will be sharing a little bit of a reading from this book with you in my monthly wrap-up that will come fairly soon. All right, last book I got was the Everything or Every Little Thing You Do is Magic, Interactive Guide to Tarot, Ritual, and Personal Growth. This book I purchased because I bought this deck right here, which I had bought the month prior. I really, really like this deck. Like the images, I like the colors, I like the art. I appreciate, I'm following the creators on Instagram. I appreciate their philosophy, and the guidebook is really nice. As you can see, and I shared this in my last monthly wrap up, but I kind of like tore this little book up. So I did apply some glue, but again, see, the letters are small. So I thought, well, maybe I should go to Barnes & Noble and see if the book, this one here, is any bigger with their writing, because it has the complete write-up for each card and shows each card. And it's a little darker, and the page is a little bigger, so I don't know. I went ahead and bought the book kind of as a supplement to that guidebook because I kind of destroyed it. But I really like this particular book, and I'll go ahead and share the table of contents with you. So we have here a brief history of tarot, the keys to the tarot, archetypes, the hero's journey, and the fool's journey, and then card pulls and spreads. She gets into the major arcana, and I'll explain this in just a moment, and then the minor arcana. With each card that she goes through, she includes this little thing here. So this is how she attaches like the overall feeling of that card. And then she will either go through like journaling prompts, or she gives an actual ritual, which I really like. Before each one of the suits, she also goes through and breaks down that suit. I think that this is a fantastic guidebook slash learn tarot book or rediscover tarot book, because one thing that I really enjoy about Everything You or Every Little Thing You Do is Magic is her view or their view on the meanings within the cards. It's a little different than other guidebooks that I have read. It's short, it's sweet, but it's deep enough to give you a little bit different perspective. And I truly appreciate that. I really like it. But at the beginning, as I was saying, at the beginning of each suit, she breaks down that particular element within the suit. She gives you a few things or concepts to explore. She gives you room as you're going through each card to write a keyword of your own and then to take it a little bit further. But she tells you how to connect with the element itself. So connecting with cups, the element of water, and then look at this beautiful art. between each and every suit. Like I said, it's always something different. It's never the same. It's never the same questions or anything of that sort. It's not too big. It's not overwhelming. It's small enough so that if you are working with the tarot deck, you can come and work with this deck and just do a few more minutes worth of work to really understand that card, or to really dig into that card in a little bit deeper way, which I am really, really enjoying. Now, I've had to put the deck away for a little bit because I was really into the deck and I had some other ones to explore, which I'm going to show you right now. But I really like it because it's not just journaling prompts. Sometimes it's a ritual, and the rituals are short and sweet and very condensed. So it's nothing drug out or anything of the sort. Now, getting back to the majors, I wanted to share with you that I love the way that she broke the majors down. So here she goes through the hero's journey and also the fool's journey. And it's really, really cool. So the roots of being an opening. So she describes these cards within the major arcana: the Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess. And then next, the pursuit of external experience and worldly knowledge. And then she lists the cards under that: the exploration of our inner selves, and then the epic quest of enlightenment. And then she gets into the minors. She also goes into integrating tarot into your life, and then our wishes for your hero's journey. I really like this book. I'm not going to write in the book because I'm writing in a separate journal when it comes to working with this particular deck. And you know what? This guidebook is such that I was being very specific and working with it with every little thing you do is magic. Oh my goodness, I need a shortcut for the title of the deck. But I really could apply this to just about any tarot deck. Seriously, it would really help you dig in a very different way than, and I don't want to say guidebooks, but like journal books, journaling through the tarot or working through the tarot. I really find this book nice. It's not too big. It's not overwhelming. It's easy enough for you to work with on a daily basis if you do daily draws. I really like this book. Really, really good. Okay, let's get into the decks because everybody wants to see the decks, right? Okay. Magical Spirit Oracle. I know, this is nothing new. It's been around for quite a while and it's been on my list. And I just kept going, yeah, I want it. I just don't know what I would use it with or how I would use it. Well, I have found a few ways to use this deck, and I really do like the art. And that was one of the first things that attracted me to this deck was the magical essence of this deck. I thought that it was a little different than anything that was out there, but you know, I just wasn't ready. So yeah, I went ahead and got the deck, and I am truly enjoying it. I really like the readings in the guidebook. I like the images, and again, too, what I like about it is that, see, there's words within some of these, but the images themselves are enough. So here we have growing pains, healing patients unconscious. It's enough if you just kind of tap into that to get you a good feeling for what they're trying to tell you within the card. All right, Lotería Remedios Oracle. I did a walkthrough on this deck, and this is another deck that I'm really, really enjoying. And I have a few Lotería Oracle decks. This is the one that I am enjoying the most of the Lotería Oracle decks that I have within my collection. I like this one. And I did talk about, there are some challenging cards within the deck. And within this deck, because of the guidebook, because of the way that they wrote it, because of the fact that the creators really took those cards into consideration and did some research of their own, and then wrote up a description for those cards that really shifted my mindset when it comes to those cards. So I like it. I like this deck, and it's Hispanic Heritage Month. So I'm having a really good time with the Lotería Remedios. Next is the Good Fortune Tarot by Barbara Moore with illustrations by Jessica Rue, who is the creator of the Woodlands Warden Oracle deck. Now, this deck is Marseille. It is Marseille meanings with kind of a combination of RWS type of illustrations. I don't know, it's a good little blend of both, and I'm really enjoying this deck. The guidebook is amazing. The illustrations are just so beautiful. I cannot get over how gorgeous these illustrations are. However, I do have the Woodland Wardens Oracle deck. I've had it for a while, and I mean, it's really not a surprise to me that her illustrations are amazing, because look at this deck. Because the illustrations are so gorgeous, to be honest, I've had problems pairing this deck up with a tarot deck. But now, because there are similarities within the artwork itself, I have been able to pair these two up. So spoiler, yeah, I've been working with these two together, but I've also found some other decks that I like working alongside the Good Fortune Tarot. And, I'm gonna say right now that I had to fit in some other decks as well. And so I feel like I have one more deck to share with. I feel like I haven't had enough days in the month with the amount of decks that I brought in this month, and also the amount of books, because my time is limited, and so it's just a little difficult to read through all of them sometimes and to work with all the decks, because I like to give them enough time. Now, this is the other deck that I purchased, and this is the Magical Creatures Tarot, and this is by Wilder Heart Studio. This deck is so beautiful. This is the same creator as the Northern Animal Tarot. This is the first edition. I really love the Northern Animal Tarot. And for a while it was like on one of my top 10 decks. I still love it. Look at the illustrations. It's beautiful. And then the first edition has this cardstock that is absolutely beautiful. I loved it. People complained about the cardstock, but I love it. It feels so good. This particular deck, the Magical Creatures Tarot, the cardstock is slightly different, but it's really bendy. It does have somewhat of a likeness to this, but not the same. I know, I can't explain cardstock, but I do like it. It's really easy to work with. It's really easy to shuffle, because as you can see, it's not like a big, huge deck, but it's, it's a good size. And then you have the Oracle cards within the back. You know what, guys? I'm going to tell you, I did a full comparison between the Northern Animal Tarot and the Magical Creatures Tarot. Side by side. Went through every single card. It was an unboxing. So I opened it up and I was, just using my own opinions and thoughts, going side by side from each deck. And it was a long side by side comparison Too bad I forgot to press the record button. Yeah, I did that. But anyhow, it was a good video had I been smart enough to press the record button. That's just the way things go. I guess it wasn't meant to happen. But I went side by side on each one, and I was kind of comparing, you know, if I liked this one or that one. Both of them are very different decks, but I really do like her art within this deck. I love what she's done with the eyes and the face within this deck. There is something very telling about what these creatures are experiencing. In regard to fairy tale type decks, this is the only deck that I have at this point. So I was really looking for something to fit that niche. This is doing it. I really like it. I like that it has the little dragon and the little unicorn, and I love all the little elves. Is that what you call them? I don't even have the proper verbiage to explain these things, but I really wanted something magical, and this fits it. Look at that dragon. Look at him. Oh my goodness. And their little faces. If you could see their little faces close up, this was a little pricier. But you know what? I love her work. I really like the thought that she puts into creating her decks. And again, another Latina creator. So I am very happy with this. Look at that guy. Look at the magician. He's so cute. I love the way that he has so much mastery over his tools. He doesn't even need a table to set them down because he's mastered working with these things. He knows how and what to do in order to have these things at his disposal and how to work with these elements. I love that. I love it. Anywho, that is it. That's my haul for August 2024. I appreciate you coming along and watching the video. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. From my heart to yours. I will see you later.